We're on.
Excellent. HawkFanatic.com brought to you by our friends at Deary Brothers Ford on Mormon Trek. Patrick Eads and staff. Steve Anderson, Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Mike Z-Keys for Cars. G.G. Carr and his crew at Supple's Building and Remodeling. Supple's Flowers, home of 1-800-800-ROSE. The Midtown Family Restaurants. Harty and Stocker Jewelers, 101 South Dubuque Street, downtown Iowa City. The Sanctuary Pub on South Gilbert. Premier Automotive in North Liberty. The Ox Yoke Inn in the Amanas. Streets Maintenance. Wild Rose Casino in Clinton. Dirk Sterner Taxidermy. And Dr. Lance Worms, Diamond Dental in Cedar Rapids. We are on YouTube, by the way, if you want to join in on the chat. Here is Tom Suter and Pat Harty from Hawk Fanatic.
Now, Lance said he sent a new jingle or something?
He sent new copy.
I didn't see anything.
Well, I will tell him that. I don't know where he sent it. He said, sorry to bug you, but after you reread what I sent Suter, will you guys please run the holiday spot?
Well, I don't have anything.
Well, Suter does not have anything. Okay.
And with this...
Did he send you a messenger?
I didn't get anything.
Yeah, okay.
All right, checked everything.
All right. Well, we'll figure it out.
We will. Well, Pat is back after a lightning-quick trip home and back. Let me try that. Try that now. Does that work?
Try what?
Yeah. There, you're on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm back. Took me 8 minutes to go from my house to here, and that was behind two trucks that were not going the speed limit. Some guy going 25 on Scott, another guy going like 30 on the maintenance road. I don't get people that go under the speed limit.
No,
I just don't get it.
No,
they let you go 35 on Scott. Don't go 25.
Yeah, I'm with you.
No, not that. The mic. Okay. Well, I tried to see the game, and I started the game, and somewhere between the start of the game and 9:30 when the dog woke me up, and I decided I just can't do this.
Well, that was my lead. I said, well, probably a lot of fans were probably sleeping by the time it ended. But, no, they put on a good showing. I mean,
they did.
Their defense failed them for parts of the second half.
Yep.
And Creighton's a better team. I mean, if those teams played 100 times, Creighton's going to probably win 90. They're a better team.
They're a real good team.
Well, I don't know if they're real good. I'm not ready to go there. I think 8th is a little high, but I could end up being proved wrong. I don't think their point guards. Trey Alexander's a good guard. The transfer, Ashworth, I was not impressed with him at all.
No, he didn't do.
He's not. Ryan Nemhard, who's a really good guard, is at Gonzaga now. If they had him, yes, they'd be way better. But he went to Gonzaga for his last year, I guess, for NIL, and because I thought he had a really good situation there at Creighton. But, I mean, Iowa's a fun team to watch. I mean, Ben Krikke was incredible. His mid-range game was really impressive. And they got to get more from their point guard. I thought DeSante Bowen, for the most part, as far as running the offense, looked all right. He needs to score more, though. I think
he does.
I think he's hesitant to score, but I think it seems pretty obvious. He's the guy they're going with. Harding didn't even play that much.
No, he didn't.
And when he was in there, he looked okay, but I thought DeSante looked a little tight on a couple shots. But I liked the way that he ran the offense and distributed the ball and what have you. And then Tony rose to the occasion when he had to there in the second half. And, no, it was I said if there's a moral victory, this is it for this team.
I had read your article.
Because nobody, I think, expected them to win the game. And what it ended up being 8 points, right? They were down by 17. But, no, they made a nice run. And they showed they can score. They're going to score. But, like I said, their defense for a stretch in the second half was horrible.
Yes, it was.
Their transition defense was just terrible, and their help defense, they just have these lapses where they just don't play defense.
and Creighton came out of the box in the second half and couldn't miss.
Well, it's easy to not to miss when you have
When you're wide
shots.
open. No, that's
and
exactly
baskets
right.
in transition. How many layups did Trey Alexander have?
Yep.
Just not. They weren't picking up the ball in transition, and that's what ends up usually being their demise.
Yep. But there was a lot to like. There's a lot to like about this team, I think, and they're fun to watch. Fran has a fun style. I love seeing all the young players out there getting important playing time, and they're fun to watch.
I'm probably most impressed with Lodgy Dembele, right from what I saw. I thought
Didn't he look good?
I thought he was the best freshman. I didn't know he could make threes. I really didn't know he had a mid-range to three-point game as a shooter, but he does.
Hello.
Hey, guys, I got a couple of things. One, you guys talk about, like, atmospheres and environments at Carver Hawkeye and this and that. And I was there last night at the game, and the last Iowa game I went to was it was 2 years ago against Illinois at Carver Hawkeye. I've been to the Sioux Falls games, and then I went last night to the Creighton game. That last night, 10 being the best, that atmosphere, that arena, that's a 10. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, they get a good crowd.
Yeah, that was, from the concourses to the concessional, the beer lines, all the stuff, things moved fast. It was a good show that they put on there, man. It was impressive.
That's what it seemed like. And then I got underneath my game story, someone tweets at me, who's this guy? 8-diagram pole fighter. That's what he tweets under. The arena sounded tame as SH. I didn't sense that at all.
I thought it sounded electric.
That just showed, Twitter has all the takes. But yeah, I'd go with our caller. I thought it seemed like a great atmosphere.
Yes.
My girlfriend didn't go. She stayed home. She watched it on TV, and I don't know. She said the announcers made a couple comments about how loud it was in there.
Yeah, I don't know what this Twitter guy was saying, but eight
the atmosphere in the concourses, from the bars that they have in the arena and the mixed drinks and alcohol and like the beer garden areas where you can still watch the game on TV or see it. It's a pretty cool place.
Yeah,
I've been there. No, it's a nice arena.
There's no question that Carver needs some new amenities. No question.
And Pat, coming up, I didn't see, but on their electronic board where they got upcoming events, they got the Eagles and special guest Steely Dan coming.
So the Steely Dan's opening up for the Eagles?
I believe so, yes.
Good Lord. Or are the Eagles opening up for Steely Dan?
I was going to say that's a great double dip.
Or are they just together? Yeah, maybe one's not opening up. Yeah, no, I would love to see. I'm not an Eagles fan, but I would love to see Steely Dan.
And then my next thing, guys, and I'm just going to throw this out there because I have seen kids play, watch different, quarterbacks and this and that, and I just thought I'd throw this out there and try to help them because there's a kid down in Kansas City. Whoever recruits Missouri, who is that? Is that LeVar Woods?
I'm not sure exactly.
Okay. Well, if anybody's listening over there in Hawkeye football land that has anything to do with recruiting, you need to get your butts down there to Missouri and recruit the quarterback from Kearney, Missouri, which is a little area just north of Kansas City. It's like a suburb. They need to go out there and take a look at a kid named Casey Rooney that's playing quarterback down there.
Well, I'm sure if he's Division I, they're aware of him. The way they.
Well, he's came on here. He's got his first couple Division I offers, and it's like he's got some FCS offers, and I'm not talking. South Dakota States, North Dakota States, but I think Western Kentucky just came with an offer for his first FBS offer. But I know people say, well, he's 6 foot tall. That's the problem. But I've seen plenty of 6'5" and 6'3" guys that can't get the job done. And this kid is legit down there, and they need to go down there and at least look at him.
Oh, I'm sure they're aware of him. I don't want to put words in their mouth, but I'd be surprised if they weren't aware of him. But yeah, 6 foot's going to be a problem unless he's really, really, really athletic.
Well, he's a dual threat from hell. I'll just tell you that right now.
Okay.
But if they can go, if anybody's listening, get on there.
What year is he?
Thanks, guys.
What year is he?
He's a senior.
Well, they've already got their quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're playing right now. They're probably going to go to the Missouri State Championship, so they'll be playing until December 2nd. But this kid, if anybody knows about him down there, it'd be a good idea to go take a look and Just, you know.
Yeah, I would say, but they've already got. Iowa's already got a quarterback commit in this class. He's a 6'5", pretty fast kid from Florida, 6'4".
Okay. All
And
right.
maybe they would go for 2, or maybe this sounds like it could be some kid they might try to get to walk on, or whatever. But no, I mean, like I said, they great players are everywhere. You can find them anywhere.
Yep. All right, guys, have a good one.
Thanks for the call.
Yep.
Yeah. It's hard to fly under the radar these days. People are so thorough about their
Well, and just
scouting.
from how he described him, I'm sure the height is an issue.
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't sound like Iowa's the only one that hasn't extended an offer from Power Fives, but there's diamonds in the rough everywhere, and Iowa does a good job of finding them. I know I sound like a broken record, but they already have a quarterback commit.
Yeah.
I doubt they're going to go for 2 in the same class. Maybe they will. Who knows? Maybe they get this kid to walk on. I mean, Johnny Pascuzzi's from down in the Kansas City area. They got him to walk on as a tight end and what have you. But, yeah, James Reeser's the quarterback that's in the 24 class, and he's not a dual threat, but he is fast. I mean, he was a sprinter in track. He's around 6'3", 6'4", and no knock against Kearney, Nebraska, but I'm guessing James Reeser in Jacksonville is playing against better competition than this kid in Kearney, Missouri, he said.
I
Kearney,
would
Missouri.
imagine.
Never heard of Kearney, Missouri. I
haven't
heard
either.
Kearney, Nebraska, but not Kearney, Missouri.
Yep.
Yep.
You know, honest to God. So we post a story on Walmart and Costco. The CEOs told various news agencies, CNN, Reuters, I just read 2 articles, they're thinking of taking out self-checkout because of shoplifting and people don't like the experience. So this guy that works at Walmart here said, well, I can tell you that they're not.
That they're not stealing?
No, that they're not thinking of taking out the
Oh.
Well, then, you're not the CEO. You just work.
I rarely use self-checkout.
I won't.
I don't mind them.
I don't mind them. I just don't use them.
I don't like them.
Well,
I don't have feelings either way. It's not really something to...
Well, that's kind of where I'm at.
Why don't you like them? I mean, that seems a little waste of energy. To not like self-checkout, just ignore it.
I don't like it. It takes away jobs, and it's, the people there, you have a personal relationship with the business, you might as well just automate the damn thing. I don't like it. Don't like it at all.
Some of the things that you let bother you are just perplexing.
I just don't like it at all.
Yeah, I just don't.
See, it couldn't be less important.
Yeah,
to
I
me.
couldn't care less about it.
It's easy. If I can self-check out and get out of there faster than waiting in a line at a check, I will do that.
But
in
it's
a
annoying.
second.
Like if you're buying alcohol, you have to get one of the
That's
workers
right.
to come up to. I mean, it's just. I just don't. I don't dislike it. I don't have any feelings towards it either way, but I just don't use it because if I'm going to go buy beer, I still got to go get someone. Hey, can you come over here? And you still need somebody.
Yeah.
So it's not self-checkout
No.
when you're buying alcohol.
I just want people employed.
Well,
I care about people, I guess.
Fair
I care too much, Pat.
Yeah. And we don't know how many jobs that's taken. I mean, do you know how many jobs it's taken?
I think.
What are they saying on Google? I mean,
I don't know.
we have no idea how many jobs it's taken.
Well, I know that there's.
Well, I think some of them
Yeah.
they can't. Some of the jobs they can't fill because people want to make more money.
Yeah, I see help wanted signs everywhere, including Hy-Vee at times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just
just wanted me to come up with a figure out of money.
Well, I just wanted.
And then you would have said, "Oh, you just made that up,"
Well, I just wanted you.
which I did. But
Which I know. I've been there. I've been there. I'm subjected to that.
See, what I dislike is waiting in line, and I don't care what it's for.
I mean, I don't like that. Who does like waiting in line? I mean, nobody does. Man, this is great. I'm 5 deep at Hy-Vee. This is so much fun.
Well,
I hate
but
waiting
some
in line
people
too.
would rather do that than do the self-checkout.
Well, like I
Which
said,
I don't understand.
I just it's not as easy, and there's a lot of buttons you got to push, and like I said, alcohol just takes it to you can't self-checkout with alcohol. You just can't. You have to have one of them there. They have to come over there, and if that person's busy, you have to sit there and wait for whoever to come over there to whatever they do with your ID. So it's not really self-checkout if you can't do it for alcohol.
I don't like it.
It's okay. You don't have to do it.
So far, we disagree on whether I should get my car fixed.
Yeah, I heard that riveting conversation while I was gone.
Well, I don't like scratches.
Well, who does? I mean, nobody. I don't think. Is there any? Hey, God, I got this great scratch on
I
my
got
car.
the coolest scratch
You
I've
should
ever
see
seen.
this one. I'm going to try to highlight it. It's one of the better scratches I've ever had.
So did you like Tommy with the permanent magic marker on his black car that he had?
Well, whatever you have to do.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I I don't like scratches either. That's what I don't like being in parking lots because that's where so many of them happen, and it's hard to
true.
determine who's right or wrong in a parking lot, especially for insurance. Lots of times, if it's in a parking lot, I mean, it's sometimes don't they usually judge it as equal fault?
If you're moving and the other person's moving, then it's 50-50. Or if you've got the car running, but if you come out and it's damaged, they didn't question nothing.
Well, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah. So I mean,
But I'm with Suter. If it's not anything major, why mess with your insurance? I mean,
because I pay $400 some a month here for insurance and
you pay $400 a month for auto insurance.
auto and whatever this place is.
Well, okay, but that's separate. I'm just talking why I'm with Suter though. If it's not a major thing, I wouldn't want to do the deductible or have it impact insurance
Then why should I have insurance then?
for
For
major
bigger
wrecks like the
problems.
ones I got in where my car was totaled.
Like the problem that I have.
Yeah, like he did.
My car was totaled.
It sure was.
Yeah, it was way totaled.
Yeah, I didn't have to be Bill Wagon Connect to figure that one out.
But yeah, you have insurance for the big ones.
Yeah.
I got insurance for everything. I'm not driving around with those scratches.
Well, you are now until
Well,
December.
Yeah, I am now.
Well, that's a difference in people.
Yes, it is.
So you going to the Iowa K-State game tomorrow night?
No,
Or
Susan's covering
Susan's
that.
got it?
She's got that.
Yeah. Should be a good one. We owe them.
Yeah, I think Iowa will win here. I forgot they did beat Iowa there last year.
And that was without that stud center. That
Is she back this year?
Yeah.
What are they ranked?
I don't know. Top somewhere between 12 and 20, I think.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if they lose.
Yeah, I will too.
I mean, being at home will, of course, help. And, I mean, we'll see. Like I said, I'm still not convinced Iowa's going to be as good as last year. But it's a lot of time to prove me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm going to break down and try BTN Plus again.
God, it is a miserable,
Is that what tomorrow night's game's on?
it's a miserable service, though.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No, it's FS1.
Oh, is it FF1?
Okay, yeah, I did that. I didn't think it was on.
Then what's on B2? Is that the men's game then, the next one?
Yes.
Okay.
Friday's men's game is BTN.
And that's against who?
Arkansas State.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem when you play opponents like that. They're going to throw you on Big Ten Plus. Mm-hmm. Nothing against Arkansas State, but it's just like Alabama State.
Yeah.
Okay,
I saw where Alabama State got beat something like 105 to 40 last night by, I think it was Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah, it was not good.
Well, you said Roku has BTN Plus, or what do you?
Well, you still have to pay for it.
I understand that, but there's
Yes.
an app.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Well, then maybe I'll get a Roku.
That
someday
may
or
be
something.
the way to do it.
Yeah.
A better way to do it.
Why? Because Big Ten, it's just not a good picture, or what's wrong?
It varies. The most of the announcers are college kids, so they vary from being, wow, this person's pretty good, to miserable.
Yeah.
And the video,
Do they have like baseball caps on backwards and stuff like that?
the graphics are virtually non-existent.
Lying about how often they have sex.
Yeah.
You know the stereotype.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and then we have better quality on our YouTube stream than the picture quality on. Is that the safest?
Yes,
Yeah.
it just varies so much. Sometimes it's pretty good, and other times it is misery.
But it's never great.
It is never great.
And what is it a month for it? Like $10?
$10.
Jesus. Yeah, But aren't there 8 women's games on Big Ten Plus this year? I thought that was the number I heard.
That I don't know.
Sometimes they put it on the Fox Sports app.
I don't have
Oh,
that
wait, let's
either.
see. I've got the women's here. Let's look.
And you don't have to pay for the Fox Sports app.
But what that last night started like at 9:15. It's just ridiculous.
I couldn't make it.
It's
I tried.
I had trouble making it. I put a story up about 10 minutes after it ended, and then I was going to wait for interviews, and I'm like, I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
The women have 6 games on Peacock.
On 6 games on Peacock. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what. I knew they had at least. I thought I remember. Maybe it's the men that have. How many do the men have on streaming services?
Let's see. Do I have that information? I do not.
But yeah, this is just the way of the future.
It is.
It's getting harder and harder to watch stuff.
It is. The better the technology, the harder it is to see what you want. And it's...
Well, because it's all driven by money.
Yeah.
They're all just making you have to pay money to watch stuff, and it's just. And I think this is just the way of the future. It's going to be 5 years from now. It'll be interesting to see how hard it's going to be to watch Iowa football and Iowa men's and women's basketball. I mean, who knows where we'll be 5 years from now?
Well, you're probably going to have 5 streaming services,
Which is just insane.
It is.
Along with how much they charge you just to have internet. And I mean, most people don't want to pay $300 to $400 a month to watch freaking TV, do they? I mean,
No, but most of us pay between 2 and 3,
I pay $233 a month right now.
and you don't have any streaming.
No streaming. That's just for TV, Mediacom. You know, I've got the expanded package, Mediacom, and my landline and internet. That's $233 a month.
The men's are mostly on regular channel. The Northern Illinois game at the end of December, they're on Big Ten Plus.
Arkansas State,
Arkansas State.
and they've already had one on. Wasn't the Alabama State game on?
I think you're right, but I was
Yeah,
at the
it
game.
was.
That's 3. So that's 3 games right
But
there.
the rest of them are on regular channels, BTN or FS1 or.
But yeah, last night's game was the 3rd game of a triple header, and I get it. They were promoting it on TV, but it's just, I mean, it didn't start till 9:15.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, kids 7, 8, 9 years old that love watching Knox. A lot of those kids are probably in bed
Oh, as well they should be.
by the time and by halftime it was after 10 o'clock. It's just unfortunate, but it's almost like we're getting used to it, though, in a way. We're numb to it. If you had said something 20 years ago, and could you imagine 20 years ago thinking a game was going to start at 9:15 on a Tuesday?
Yeah.
I mean, think about how strange that is, but now it's almost commonplace.
But
Well,
that place was packed last night, though.
it's frustrating. It's very, I would love to watch the game. And I've watched all the games, but I just zoned out. I can't do it. Especially when you wake up at 3 in the freaking morning.
Yeah, because the game didn't end until well after 11.
Yeah. Well, you
I
can
could have just come in here.
probably
Right on
watch
the
a
couch.
replay. I mean, if you want to see it.
But I know
good game to
how.
watch.
I already know how it ended.
Yeah.
And that's.
But no, I was impressed. I mean, Fran does a good job of adding players from the portal. I mean, Cricky looks like he just fits perfectly. And man, he was just on fire. Those 12 to 15-foot shots
And
around the
it's
elbow.
kind of a lost art. You don't see
Using the
12
bank
to
shot.
15s very much.
Yeah, no, you don't. Using the bank, used the bank on a couple shots. And I thought DeSante Bone did a good job of getting in the ball on a couple times. But no, I like the way DeSante played point guard last night. He's got to get more confident on his shot. I mean, he had one where he rose up about 8 feet from the basket, rolling to the right of and he just didn't seem confident on the shot.
No.
He had one really where they had a center out on him. He blew right by him and had a really nice layup and scored. And but right now, I mean, point guard to me is probably their biggest concern, I think. I mean, they've got DeSante, Brock Harty, but they went Josh Dix was second last night. I just don't think you want Tony Perkins having to play extended minutes at point guard.
No,
I think that
agree
takes
with
away
you.
his effectiveness.
I agree.
I think he's better as a shooter, scorer at shooting guard and what have you. So yeah, I think DeSante, from what I saw last night, is their best option at point guard for now. And now you just got to build on that. And I think all 3 will play. He didn't really give Brock Harty much of a chance. Because everyone's been oh, man, Brock Harty, he's Stockton. I've been hearing he's got vision in the back. And he had some nice passes, but I think you got to factor in the competition.
Yeah, and he isn't very tall.
No, he's not very tall, and that can be an issue at times. But I've had people tell, oh, he's got eyes in the back of his head and what have you, because he's had some nice passes.
Yes, he has.
But it's early in his career. But to me, that's the concern. Biggest concern is how the point guard position is going to evolve. Because I don't think Josh Dix is a point guard.
I was just going to say
either.
Josh Dix wasn't much of a factor last night.
He's a shooting guard to me. He's more of a shooting guard.
Yeah.
He needs somebody to set him up, but he's having to play point guard to get some minutes because you want to keep Tony on the court. But there's going to be times where they have Bowman, Dix, and Tony in there. I think it's harder to do that with Harding because he's only 6 feet tall. I mean, that can be an issue at times. Whereas Dix is 6'4", Tony's 6'4", they can kind of go back and forth. They can guard. I mean, it's hard for Harding. To guard guys 6'3", 6'4", because he gives up a lot in size.
Yeah.
But I still think I like the way he handles the ball. It'll be interesting. He took one shot, didn't he?
I think
and he didn't look really confident. Neither he nor DeSante looked really confident shooting last night.
No.
And Tony was way short on his stuff early. And he does that at times, but man, Tony seems to get when the game is on the line. That seems to bring out the best in Tony. He was great down the stretch.
It'd be nice to see him get off to a real good start some game.
I mean, he had 16 points and he was 6 rebounds. He was really good down the stretch.
He was.
He was a big reason why they were able to come back. And Sanford had foul trouble, and then of course he took that hard fall, but he still ended up in double figures. And Patrick had 13. The guys who were supposed to score, the four guys were the guys who scored last night. So that's. The 4 guys in double figures are the 4 guys you would expect, but I think they need more points from DeSante Bowen if he's going to be their starting point guard. I mean, he's in his second year now. In fairness to Brock Harding, he's played 3 games. DeSante's got a whole year under his belt, and like I said, I was impressed with his floor game. I just think he's got to become more confident. I looked at him more as a scoring guard when he came in. He scored a lot of points in high school, but of course that's a big difference. But I just think he needs to get a little bit more confident with his offensive game and work that mid-range game. There were times where I wished he would have just risen up in the lane and taken like an 8-footer, like that Trey Alexander was so good at doing. Man, is he good.
He's good.
He was the best player on the floor.
Yep.
I mean, maybe a future NBA guard. I don't know for sure, but there's a chance he's 6'2", 6'3". But, no, he's really impressive.
And the big guy in the middle,
he was good.
Pretty impressed with.
Kalkbrenner?
Yeah.
Yeah, he missed some free throws, but yeah, he was good. But I thought Iowa did a decent job of defending him. But like I said, I was really impressed with Lodging Dembele. I did not realize that he had an offensive game like that.
Yeah, and his form is beautiful.
He took that 3-pointer without hesitating. He just got that ball. Yep, I'm open, boom, and he made it. I'm like, wow, I did not expect that. But that's something to build on.
Yep. Yeah, I like him. I like the freshmen. They're fun to watch. It's a fun team to watch. I mean, I'm not big on moral victories as a rule, but that was a tough environment last night. Early in the season, strange time, and I thought they acquitted themselves well.
Hello.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised how long you left those subs in the second half. But what we saw, they looked pretty darn good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I mean, like when you were saying what he had Bowen on the bench for a while, but I think that's what he's going to do. To me, and I'm not knocking DeSante, but DeSante to me, I don't know if he deserves 35, 40 minutes a game yet. I think they need to try other guys. I think Fran's still searching for the right feel at point guard right now, and
what he's searching for, it looks like we've got there on campus. So looks like he's got the players to build a pretty good bench.
No, I think they have a chance to be a decent team this year. I mean, I think it could be. I think they have a chance to be like the teams they've had the last 3 or 4 years. I mean, I do not see this team winning the Big Ten. I don't see them being a top 2 or 3 team in the Big Ten, but I think they could make the tournament.
6, 7, or 8 seed,
something
maybe?
like that. Win 19, 20 games. Go 11-9 in the. I think they could do that.
It's going to be interesting to see what the pairings for basketball are going to be when we go to 16 teams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, 18.
18.
18.
Well, then, okay. I hate the way they do it now, but...
So does anyone else have a problem with the Big Ten with 18 teams? I mean, why don't they change the name of these conferences?
Because I just think it's branding. They're so used to it, it would be hard to...
I know.
What do you want to call it?
Maybe the athletic department needs to talk to mathematics about it, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Yep. But I don't know what you would name a team with 18 conference.
Well, I guess
you're just so used to hearing Big Ten.
Well,
and then the Southeast Conference with some Texas teams is a misnomer.
Well, I mean, Creighton's in the Big East, aren't they?
no,
Yeah,
the whole
nothing
thing is,
makes sense.
Yeah,
It's all dictated by television.
well, and they're going to say, well, it's a legendary, moniker or whatever, but it costs a lot of money to get new logos and change that crap.
Yeah.
And they're probably figuring.
How about the Big Nation Conference? You like that?
Yeah. How about
Since we're nationwide now.
how about the overnight games conference if they get any more?
But USC and UCLA are both really good in basketball right now. Well, UCLA always is.
Yeah.
Oregon and Washington are up and down, but no, it's going to be a lot harder in football and a lot harder in basketball.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Because they want the bigger TV markets. That's why they're doing this. So I don't know where we're going.
I think it's funny they got the Rutgers New York market, and nobody in New York could give it RA about Rutgers.
Yeah. No,
They don't care at all about Rutgers.
No, and I watch news out of there sometimes. It's not even mentioned hardly.
And it's so interesting. I saw Wisconsin's football schedule next year. They don't play Michigan or Ohio State, but they do play USC, Alabama, Washington, and Oregon.
That could be 4 losses right
Yeah,
there.
I mean, so to have a tough Big Ten schedule, but no
He better do some.
Ohio State,
He
Michigan.
better do some stuff in the portal this offseason because they got some problems.
Yeah, they do.
Wisconsin and their basketball team looked horrible. They just got destroyed at Providence. When I looked, it was like 64-42.
Big Ten hasn't looked very good in the Gavitt games here.
No, I mean Wisconsin looks like they've got. I mean, this might be the beginning of the end. I think Greg Gard has been unfairly characterized as a losing coach, but there's just such a boring style, but they're getting worse. I mean, that team last night looked terrible. I watched about a half of it. They were not good.
Hello.
How about referring to it as the Great Teen Conference?
Great teen?
Mm-hmm. You have great, you have 8 in there, you have 18 in there. Just a thought.
Well, it's thinking outside the box, Bill.
How about 18 isn't enough conference?
Well, it probably isn't.
Oh, I'm sure. No, they'd love it if they could get Notre Dame and Stanford. They'd do it in a heartbeat. If they could get Notre Dame, and then they'd have to get. You'd want to get another. You don't want to have an odd number. You'd like to get another team, but Notre Dame would be at the top of their list. And you could do a lot worse than Stanford. Stanford wins that Governor's Cup almost every.
They do.
They're just not very good in football and men's basketball consistently, and they've really been struggling in both of those sports recently. So, but yeah, it's. I mean, the Big 12. How many teams does the Big 12 have? Will it have next year?
Don't they only have like 10 now?
Well, they don't have 12, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
they're adding. Colorado's joining. Colorado will be joining the Big 12 next year. So,
Rejoining.
rejoining, yeah. So, I mean, but yeah, none of these conferences line up with how many.
No.
With the name anymore. I mean, the Southeastern Conference is mostly, but I mean, I don't consider Texas to be.
No.
I mean, Texas A&M is at least in the southeast part of Texas, but that's about it.
And I've always had problems thinking of Missouri in the SEC. It doesn't work for me.
What a job he's done there.
I know.
Eli Drinkwitz.
Is that his name?
Eli, yeah, they're 8-2. They're really good. He's done a hell of a job there, and that makes it harder for Iowa because they're going to. You watch, they're going to recruit some of the same. Iowa and Missouri recruit some of the same players, and when Missouri's good, that's just another team you have to overcome.
Well, if both teams keep going the way they are, a bunch of people have the Citrus Bowl being Missouri versus Iowa.
I would think that would be a good game, and Iowa would have its hands full with this Missouri team. They're good.
And the other team I see mentioned in that is Ole Miss. I don't know anything about them.
Well, they were ranked as high as 8th, but they just got dismantled. Was it Georgia? I think it was Georgia just crushed them last week. It was not even close. Their quarterback got hurt. But, I mean, that's Lane Kiffin. I mean, and no knock on Iowa, but Iowa's not Georgia, so that would probably be a pretty good game. I mean, Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and Florida State. Those are the four playoff teams right now. Of all those four, I think Florida State's probably the most questionable. But Mike Norvell's done a really good job there because when he took over, that program was struggling.
Okay, chat room. They make it sound like Iowa should drop to
NAIA.
Who makes it sound that way?
Who?
I guess we do. I get so sick of that BS. UCLA football sucks.
Okay, who said they were good?
Yeah, it does. So,
Well, they didn't suck. That's not true. That does not suck. I mean, Chip Kelly's probably, but they've been in bowl games recently.
They have.
Yeah, I mean, suck is the wrong word, but who today said UCLA was really good? I said they're good in basketball,
What do
not
they-
football,
who-
and they are good in basketball.
did they say make us sound like NAIA?
Yeah, we make them sound.
We make them sound?
We make Iowa sound like
Well, why don't you dismiss that person, please?
just ban them.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't care about that, but
I
he or
do.
she is wrong. That's just
It's wrong, and it's BS. Bounce.
Okay, well, I'm trying to figure out
what's he or she post under? What's the alias?
his name.
Oh, what's his name? Say it out loud.
Andrew Voigt, V-O-G-T.
Well, Andrew, you're not listening because we haven't mentioned you.
Nothing.
I mean, I mentioned that UCLA and USC are really good in basketball.
They
and they
are.
are. They're both really good in
I'll
UCLA.
give you one. Try to defend yourself.
It's very big of you, Steve.
And to say that UCLA sucks in football is not accurate.
Well, they don't suck,
in football,
but they're not
They're very
great.
inconsistent. They're up and down.
that.
And
That's
Chip-
accurate.
But the fact of the matter is, when UCLA gets in, we're going to get bounced to these streams. We're going to get bounced to later games and stuff, or earlier games, because they want the TV ratings. That's why they're going into these markets.
Well, yes, of course.
It isn't anything really about sports other than
No, it
the
really isn't.
advertising and TV market.
And if UCLA gets the right coach for football, I when they hired Chip Kelly, I was like, I don't know, but if they could be really good.
Yeah.
They could be really good.
I thought he would do fairly
I
well.
thought he would do okay, and he's
Well,
had
and he
some.
has.
He's had some moments. Not like they're the sisters of the poor. I mean,
No.
they've been pretty good.
Defend yourself, Andrew. You got 30 seconds.
To come up with a very
Yeah.
intelligent...
Before I bounce you, and believe me, we don't know how to unbounce you.
So once they're bounced, they're out.
Well, I can't figure it out. I've tried to unbounce people before on YouTube, and I can't figure it out.
And now I know a guy that spells his name V-O-G-T, and it's pronounced vote.
Well, whatever. Here's the question you should answer, Andrew. I got scratches on my car. It's going to cost me $500 deductible. Should I do it or not?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
And the other important question that you like to ask sometimes of gentlemen...
Did they please their spouse?
Yes.
I haven't done that in a long time.
What's that?
I ask them if they can please their spouse.
Oh, okay.
I haven't done that in a long time. You know, I like to change it up.
I know you do. Yeah. Hi, Kathy.
He has. Okay, he hasn't answered, so he is out.
Yeah. Goodbye. It's a pleasure knowing ye.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah, I don't.
got to take.
Don't need any.
I was thinking, wow, it's already 10 o'clock, but hey, we didn't start till 9:25. So.
Well, I got to take a break.
All
All right, we'll be right back.
From the Harty and Stalker Studios in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the mighty 1630 KCJJ, Iowa City.
Harty and Stalker Jewelers, making memories, making moments.
Mostly sunny today. We'll get to around 67 for a high this afternoon. The wind out of the southwest at 5 to 15. Tonight, cleared 44. Tomorrow, it is going to be sunny in the morning, mostly cloudy and windy in the afternoon with a high near 66. On Friday, breezy, mostly sunny, 48. We're going to bounce back into the 50s Saturday, Sunday. And then a chance of showers with highs only in the mid to upper 40s by early next week. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. Current temp now 37.
KCJJ weather brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply, kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
1-800-800-ROSE. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist is the only number you need to know to send flowers anywhere in the country or Canada from anywhere in the country. 1
1-800-800-ROSE.
It's so easy. Just remember one number, 1-800-800-ROSE, your FTD florist.
1-800-800-ROSE.
Remember,
for a gift that your loved one will treasure for a lifetime, find it at our family-owned jewelry store in Iowa City, Harty and Stocker Jewelers.
We can show you diamond engagement rings, colored stones, fashion jewelry, and watches.
Our jewelers are on site, so we can design jewelry for that special person in your life.
We are Harty and Stocker, serving Iowa City and the surrounding area for 3 generations.
Harty and Stocker Jewelers, downtown Iowa City, and HartyandStockerJewelers.com. Ask for Willa, Terry, Tim, or Kate. One of us is always there.
Don't wait for an emergency to get a backup for your car keys. Unlike the olden days, car keys have gotten extremely complex. Mike's eKeys for Cars can generate the most technically advanced automotive keys that are on the market today. For spares and lost keys, Mike's eKeys for Cars can produce most conventional transponder, high security, and remote head keys. Mike's eKeys for Cars will keep you on the road. Call 319-330-9185 and schedule an appointment today. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 319-330-9185 today.
If you're looking for a new or used car, truck, or SUV, you should know Deary Ford is here for you. To give you the best selection and pricing on new Fords, Deary Ford is here for you. To work with long-term experienced sales and service reps, Deary Ford is here for you. To give you the highest trade values, Deary Ford is here for you. To provide pickup and delivery and mobile service for our customers, Deary Ford is here for you. Hurry in or shop online at DearyFord.com.
GT Carr, owner of Supple's Building and Remodeling, has been offering unmatched service and quality for over 25 years. The trained professionals at Supple's Building and Remodeling will install and guarantee the products used in any job, no matter how big or small. They also stand behind their work and offer no-nonsense, exceptional customer service from design to completion and beyond. Whether it's a simple window replacement or a major house addition, you'll have the confidence that Supple's Building and Remodeling is committed to quality. Visit Supples.net or call them today at 319-337-2246.
Don't let just anyone take care of your smile. At Diamond Dental, you can expect compassion, expertise, and a personalized care plan to protect your teeth for life. With more than 30 years of combined experience, Dr. Forbes and his staff are prepared to tackle even your toughest dental problems, leaving your smile healthy and sparkling. Diamond Dental offers a full range of general and cosmetic dentistry, as well as dental treatment options for snoring and sleep apnea. It's never too early to start thinking about what's best for your smile. Schedule an appointment today by calling 319-390-3703 or visiting the office at 5815 Consul Street Northeast, Suite D1 in Cedar Rapids. You can also visit DiamondDentalPC.com for more information. Dr. Forbes is a proud sponsor of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club and the Inner Circle. Let the Diamond Dental team provide superior care for your entire family.
When you go to a family restaurant, you want 3 things. 1, a wide selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. 2, you want those selections to be affordable and delicious. And 3, you want to be treated like family. You get all 3 at the Midtown Family Restaurant. Breakfast items available anytime the doors are open. Legendary tenderloins, onion rings, and hot roast beef sandwiches. And special ribeye and shrimp nights. Daily specials at each location. And no matter if you're coming in solo or with a group of 20, you get the same special family treatment. The Midtown Family Restaurants at Court and Scott Streets and at the Walmart Plaza on Highway 1 West. Follow them on Facebook or at MidtownFamily.com. The family's waiting for you.
Dear U of I, just a note to let you know if you're ever thinking about selling Kinnick Stadium or Carver Hawkeye Arena, please consider Hawkeye Title and Settlement. We're here to provide efficient, high-quality real estate title and closing services. Signed, Hawkeye Fan Forever, and send. Hi, this is Steve Anderson with Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Whether it's a large commercial property or if you're buying your first home, remember we're here to help. Hawkeye Title and Settlement Services of Iowa City. You'll love our team just like you love the Hawks.
Car won't go into gear? Call Premier. Premier Automotive in North Liberty offers full-service mechanical auto repair, in addition to being Eastern Iowa's most trusted name in auto body repair. Use Premier for all your auto repair needs: brakes, oil changes, air conditioning, diagnostics, transmissions, or preventative maintenance. Whether you hit a deer or your car won't go into gear, see Premier Automotive in North Liberty.
The Sanctuary Pub in downtown Iowa City has been a fixture since 1972 and still features a classic menu such as the classic shepherd's pie, handcrafted pizzas, and craft beers and cocktails. The Sanctuary Pub is known for its warm and cozy atmosphere. That's the perfect place to spend time with family and friends while enjoying live music. Support great local food with socially distanced dine-in, carry-out, and delivery through Chomp Delivery. The Sanctuary Pub is located at 405 South Gilbert Street. Full menu options are online at sanctuarypub.com. Come experience the Sanctuary Pub. You won't ever want to leave.
Are you tired of living in a home that doesn't quite meet your needs? Then it's time to call the experts at Streets Maintenance. Their team of skilled professionals specializes in renovations and remodeling, transforming your home into the space you've always dreamed of. From kitchen bath remodels to complete home renovations, no job is too big or too small. Streets Maintenance will work with you every step of the way to ensure your vision becomes a reality. So don't wait any longer. Call Streets Maintenance to schedule your consultation at 400-4483. Let's start building your dream home today.
Hi, this is Jill Sterner with Sterner Taxidermy in Lone Tree. It's hunting season again, and I'm inviting all of you hunters to follow us on our Facebook page. You can view Dirk's award-winning artistry, his workmanship that he completes with each individual piece. We can be reached at 319-330-1774. Again, 319-330-1774.
Football fans, this is Bill Leixenring of the Oxyoke Inn. We are on your way to or from the game. We're ready to serve you with the same quality food and customer service you've come to trust for over 80 years. The Oxyoke Inn is serving our famous Sunday brunch buffet with lunch, dinner, banquets, and carry-out daily. From our Oxyoke family to yours, we can't wait to see you again soon in the heart of Amana.
The Oxyoke Inn.
We are back.
We are.
We are back.
And we're better than ever, I hear.
I don't know who you heard that from.
That's what I heard.
Better than Ezra. Remember them?
Yeah, they're good.
They played on the Pentecrest a few years ago.
Did they?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Once in a Lifetime is a great song.
Is that the isn't that better than Ezra?
Yeah.
I don't know what it
Hey, we got copyright.
Oh, that's
infringement coming down at you.
Imagine coming down on that.
Or else I would have played Lonely Boy by Andrew Vogt.
Why would you play what's going on with Lonely?
It just reminded me. I looked at
So Andrew gone officially?
Yes.
That's a terrible song, that song by Andrew Gold. Terrible.
It's really odd, too. I mean,
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah,
dun.
He had a sister, and it's kind of sociopathic.
Okay.
It's also 50 years old. Didn't it come out like the early mid-70s?
I think so.
Yeah.
Was he a one-hit wonder?
He was.
Can we even talk about music, or is YouTube going to find us?
We can talk, but I mean...
he was a one-hit wonder, but he also was a producer and played on a lot of important albums.
He's dead now.
We'll have the FBI at our door for humming on the radio. I mean, some of the things that...
Yeah, he died in 2011.
Oh, God, he's been dead for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, he performed on scores of other records. He performed on Linda Ronstadt's recordings.
Okay, Andrew Gold or J.D. Souther? Who are you picking?
Neither.
What was that song?
I like J.D. Souther.
You're Only Lonely.
God, that was a horrible song.
He wrote some really good songs.
Andrew Gold also...
Didn't he write some for the Eagles?
Thank You for Being a Friend.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, yeah, Golden Girls.
Yeah. And the children's novelty song, Spooky, Scary Skeleton.
Yeah, Molly plays that every Halloween. Spooky, scary skeletons.
So he was he wasn't I guess that song by the Golden Girls, I guess.
I guess.
If you What was that? What's that again? The Golden Girls?
Thank you for being a friend.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway.
So I know you're all wondering, what game is going to be on Peacock this weekend? Well, let's see. Maybe they don't have one.
I'm interested in the Texas-Iowa State game. Texas better be careful.
That's on Fox.
That's going to be an interesting game. I mean, Texas. I'm still not convinced that they're going to come up here and win that game. I think Iowa State's going to play very well in that game. There's some offensive lineman for Iowa State that's been kind of talking a little bulletin board material. He said that Texas and Iowa are the two teams that he wants to beat the most, and he basically made it sound like, boy, we got something waiting for them. I mean, I get it. You want to be confident, but you don't want to give a team that's ranked above you some added incentive.
No,
but like I said, that's going to be a good game.
I would expect it to be.
I think that's. I mean, Iowa State's playing well right now. I'll give Matt Campbell credit. He has done a heck of a job rebounding, because I thought their season was spiraling out of control after they lost to, was it Ohio?
Mm-hmm.
They lost to there,
Mm-hmm.
and when Campbell got upset at the fan who said he was on the, I thought that they were headed in the wrong direction. But boy, he has regrouped.
Yeah,
I'll give him credit for that. Now you watch, his name will start appearing on coaching searches again. I love how Harbaugh calls. I don't care if I upset Jamie. I haven't talked. Michigan is not America's team.
Yeah, it was the most.
Okay, hey, we got
cut.
Harbaugh.
Oh, for God's
God, it was all over the news yesterday.
Yeah,
I mean, that was the lead story on the news.
Yeah, what the hell?
I mean, he's
why would
saying
that?
America's, because he's giving you the persecution complex. There, he's the martyr because he got caught cheating. So he thinks that America feels sorry for them. No, they're not America's team.
They're not America's team.
Got caught cheating twice.
That's delusions of grandeur.
That's just him, though. And they're using this to rally. I'll give them credit. They probably have a bigger chip on their shoulder now than before, but it's a weird chip because they got caught cheating. I mean, it's pretty simple. And everybody tries to steal signs. I get it, but the rules, to me, they got to update these rules. But the rules clearly state you cannot videotape. That's the rule, and that they violated it numerous times. So to act like they're being picked on. And
how can't he know about it?
Yeah, I find that hard to believe. I mean, the guy standing right next to him yelling out stuff during games.
Yeah.
I find it Harbaugh's like, hey, who's this guy?
Who's this guy with video?
But I have not had a conversation with Jamie about it. I may call him here in the next couple of days just to kind of get his feel. I know he's on the radio every day. I don't know what he's been saying. But, Jamie's Michigan true and true. But, I mean, to me, if you look at it objectively, if this was Iowa, I'd be saying the same thing. Hey, they cheated.
Yeah.
And they're paying the price.
And it ain't that great of a price, really.
No.
I mean,
he could still.
How are they going to beat Ohio State without Harbaugh on the sideline? Yeah. I mean, they got all week to prepare.
Yeah, and he's there.
I mean, it's not. Yeah, I think way too much.
I mean, if you're going to penalize him for cheating, then get him out of there altogether for 3 weeks.
Yeah, way too much is made. And when he was suspended for the first 3 games, I believe he was allowed to be at practice. Mm-hmm. He was just missing the game.
Yeah.
It actually sounds like a great gig. Work all week and have Saturday and Sundays off.
Yeah.
And get your $870,000 check next week, and you're doing all right.
Yeah, but when he came out and said that, but Harbaugh's odd. He's a strange dude.
Well, that was
for sure.
And I don't think a lot of his peers like him.
When WTBS used to say the Braves America's team, back when they did it.
The Cowboys have called themselves America's team for 50 years.
Yeah. Well, TBS based it on...
And I hate the Cowboys. They're not my team.
There was only TBS and WGN at the time.
Yeah.
Remember? I mean, you only
Super
had...
Station.
But I don't like the Dallas... You like the Dallas Cowboys?
Hate the Dallas Cowboys.
Never like the Dallas Cowboys. They're not... I'm part of America.
Yeah.
Never liked them.
America.
Hi, Tommy Lang.
My favorite part of this whole thing was Paul Feinbaum ripped Harbaugh for saying that. Then Ric Flair got on Twitter and said Feinbaum was a nerd who's never played football in his life.
I see.
I like that kind of discourse.
I know you do. You like
Anybody
conflict.
you call somebody a
Well,
nerd.
Ric Flair is friends with Harbaugh, and he had just been at Michigan. So, I mean, he's got a vested interest.
Tommy likes conflict.
You were cheering for the senator that was going after the Teamster.
Well, no, because the Teamster's going to win someday.
Oh, yeah.
He probably wouldn't win that fight, though. That guy's a former
I think
MM.
picking a fight with the Teamster is the best choice in life.
Yeah.
But the guy who did it would beat him up. He's younger, and he's a
he's like a UFC fighter.
He was a former mixed martial arts guy.
I understand he takes off his wedding ring if
He's
you're going
an
to hit
ass.
somebody, but why are you undoing your belt?
Yeah, maybe he was going to spank. Maybe he was going to spank him. It's all just drama. It's just, I mean, they are such a clown show.
It just was ridiculous.
What's his name? Mark Wayne Mullen.
Yeah. Did you? And then Taylor Green, Bovert asked to be recognized, and she's for some reason running the house, and she says,
Did she call her a whore?
Yeah, the chair refuses to recognize the whore from Colorado. Jesus.
I mean, they are a freak show, but man, there's a large part of this country that loves it, that just seems to bask in it.
They do.
I don't get it. Trump wants to jail everybody. Hell, he might jail us. Find all the radio stations that have badmouthed me while I wasn't ready. Let's take away their license.
Yeah.
He's just going to be on a 4-year vengeance tour if he wins.
As far as I know, you'll have one.
But he sounds like he just wants a 4-year vengeance tour.
Yeah.
Just wants to jail people.
People like, I always talked about my friend that goes, maybe this country needed a tyrant.
Well, it's the last thing we need.
Yeah, and I never did understand that. I don't understand it to this day.
Nope.
But anyway.
Yeah, and see, like I said, I try not to read this. Twitter is such a cesspool for political crap. I tried, and a lot of it still shows up on my page. I don't know why.
Because it's technically Twitter's effed up.
I mean, I block so many political accounts. Maybe that's why.
I
block more right than left, but I do block some left.
Okay,
ones too.
remember when they said they were going to eliminate block?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they took block out of the. I mean, you can still click on block. I just don't think it works.
It works for me fine. You're the only one I know whose block doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, for mine it works fine. If they're blocked, they don't.
I haven't
show up.
really been on. I haven't checked.
Yeah, the ones I block, they go away unless if I see something, it may say it'll have the gray box says this user is blocked from, and then you can click on it and hit view and click on it if you want to. But no, once I block them, they're gone. Yeah. And that's what I mean. I don't need political discourse on my Twitter feed. I don't care.
Well, Andrew's gone.
Good. See you, Andrew.
Andrew Voigt and Andrew Gold are gone.
Yeah.
But no, yesterday, and then what the one guy accused McCarthy of hitting him in the kidney?
He did.
I mean, well, that guy sounded like a complete wuss, too. I mean, come on. I mean, oh, man, he was still in pain like an hour later from being tapped on the kidney. It's just a freak show.
Berman's watching the video going, Jesus, this is going back to high school, he goes.
I like Bernie Sanders. Sit down. You're a U.S. senator. There. He's right. I mean, Bernie was the only one that had any. Bernie was the only one that was normal during that conversation. What does that tell you? I mean, Bernie's way too far left for me, but at least I think he wants the best for the country.
I do too.
I believe that. I just think he's just too extreme.
Harvester, just hope we don't have to watch Michigan's OC sob his way through another post-game interview.
Where he drops 2 F-bombs in one sentence.
Yeah.
He dropped an F-bomb and the S word in like 2 sentences.
Who's the offensive coordinator?
Sharon Moore, their offensive coordinator. So they get fined for that? Does the FCC fine somebody for that?
Fleeting expletive, I guess.
3 of them?
What was it on?
It was on a post-game interview, whatever.
But I mean, it was
either
it was
either ABC, Fox, or ESPN. It was one of the big networks.
Okay, if it's on ESPN, then
So I can drop F-bombs right now and it will be okay?
No, because we're broadcast.
Well, they were broadcasting.
Well, ESPN doesn't have a license. It's a cable channel. It doesn't exist on the public spectrum, whereas we exist in ABC and NBC.
Yeah, I don't get that. ESPN's way more prevalent than.
But it doesn't have a broadcast license.
That game was Fox's big noon kickoff, by the way, so it was on broadcast.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go.
There you go.
And then
So that doesn't seem fair. The more powerful and popular and prevalent you are, you can cuss because...
If you're a cable channel, have you ever watched like USA? And USA has said let her rip, and they got the F-bombs in all these movies
I can't remember
and
the
everything.
last time I watched USA.
They don't edit anything. I haven't watched it either.
Well, that just doesn't seem fair. I mean, I don't get that, but whatever.
Well, you don't have a broadcast license.
It's a boring topic, so let's take this call.
Hello?
Hello. Steve.
Yeah?
To avoid using your $500 deductible for your car scratches,
yeah,
you could go to the dealership or an auto body place. If you know where the paint code is for the car, or they can find it, you can get a little thing about the size of a CO2 cartridge.
Yes, I understand. I am 74 going on 75. I understand what touch-up paint is. This is a little more
deeper than that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
If it's close to the metal, then yeah, unfortunately.
Yes.
I am 16
thank you.
going on 17.
Thank you.
Anthony Herron saying that Illinois is going back to their original starting quarterback because he has been cleared to play.
That's Luke Altmaier, the transfer from Mississippi.
Yep. That other kid.
And I've seen Altmaier play. I've seen Altmaier play well at times, but I've also seen him struggle.
Yep.
But the thing is, though, if he struggles a lot, my guess is they won't hesitate to put the backup in since he threw for over 500 yards in the last game. Iowa's never had a quarterback ever do that. He did that. And yeah, it was
unbelievable.
What is the Iowa single game record? Isn't it Hartlieb, like 470 or something like that? But yeah, that will be interesting to see because I've been not that impressed with Luke Altmaier, to be honest with you. And to me, Illinois' biggest problem is they just can't consistently run the ball.
Well, and their defense isn't as good this year.
No, their front four is. It's their back seven.
Yeah.
Their secondary, but no, they got probably the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year in Johnny Newton, number 4, and Keith Randolph is a great defensive end. They have 2 really good defensive linemen, but it takes more than that, and their secondary has been torched at times. Indiana torched
it. No game on Peacock this week. I know you guys were worried about that.
Steve Smith, what the hell was the Michigan coach crying about? And somebody in the chat room, it reminded him of Jimmy Swagger.
Yeah, I saw that. I just thought it was just too much. I'm sick of Michigan. Sorry,
way
Jamie.
over the top.
I'm sorry, Jamie, if you're listening, but I'm just tired of the Michigan storyline. Harbaugh.
I'm with you.
But they are a good team. I mean, they are.
For sure.
They are. If Iowa has to play them in the Big Ten Championship, hey, newsflash, Iowa's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it'll be, and what will be interesting is, because I think Iowa's going to win the West. I just don't see it not happening. But whoever they play, Ohio State or Michigan, it's going to be interesting to see what the point spread is and the over-under is going into that game because it's not going to look good for Iowa.
No.
And deservedly so. It'll be interesting to see if Iowa can use that as motivation. I don't think it'll be a 42-3 route like it was 2 years ago, but it could be if Iowa is not careful.
Yes, so I agree with you.
I mean, that's the kind of game that could snowball. If the offense is just 3 and out to begin with, defense eventually gets tired. I mean, the reason I give Ohio State a chance against Michigan this year is Ohio State's defense is really good this year. Now, they had some down moments against Rutgers, but every defense at times struggles. But Ohio State's defense, to me, Michigan in the last 2 games, Michigan's offense has been better than Ohio State's defense.
Yes, it has.
And I think Ohio State's defense is a lot better this year. So I could see that game maybe being more low scoring this year. So, but we'll see. I mean, it's one of those 2 teams is going to come out of the East as we expect, and it will be a tall order. But just if Iowa wins the West, that qualifies as a good season. I know some people won't agree, but it just does.
Well,
yeah.
Win the next 2 games, 10-2. That's a good season.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then if they go 10-3 and lose there, and then lose a bowl game 10-4, that's still a decent season.
Yeah.
And then the critics will say, "Well, that's 9 losses in the last 2 years." Well, okay. I mean, You can kind of spin anything the way you want it.
Yeah, that's right.
And it depends on who you're talking to, too. If you're talking to a Ferentz worshiper, they're going to spin it as positively as they can. Or if you're talking to a Ferentz fatigue person, they're going to spin it as negative. And there are Ferentz fatigue is out there.
It is.
To act like it's not out there is just being.
Well, I saw this morning, Fran fatigue is out there too. I mean,
they're both out there.
They lost to a really good team, and they're.
Well, when you got one head coach who's in his 25th year and the other's in their 14th, in an era when coaches don't stay in places very long, some fans get fatigued. Fair or not, I'm not saying it's fair. That's the way it is.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I had a couple questions for you guys. Did the Big Ten sanction the Michigan assistant coach that was swearing at the end of the game Saturday like they did?
I haven't
with
seen
Nico?
anything, but I haven't been looking either. I don't know. Captain, you could probably sanction him for saying naughty words.
Oh, it was amazing.
Well, no, I heard it. Yeah, he said the F-bomb twice, and he said the S-word once.
Yeah. At least. I mean, it was my wife and I are sitting there watching, and it's like, did he just say what he said the first time?
Mm-hmm.
And then he said it again and other stuff, and I'm like, yeah, real classy. And then going back to your part about America's team, my eyes, Michigan's America's team, and that he's a martyr, Harbaugh. No,
I agree.
know,
There's no team is America's team.
No.
Right, exactly, and especially Michigan. He can, and that's we have the biggest alumni and blah 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 and all this.
Well, his thing is Americans love a fighter. They love people that overcome adversity. You created your own adversity.
Yeah,
You cheated.
Who's won the most football games in history?
Michigan.
In college.
Michigan.
If it isn't Michigan, they're up there.
I think it's Michigan.
I think it is Michigan.
Yeah, I think so too, and that's why I say that doesn't make you America's team. It always bothered me the people that like to be for the Yankees, and I'm like, and why do you like to be for the Yankees? Well, they were always winning the World Series. Well, okay, wonderful. I like UCLA in basketball when Wooden was coach.
Some people like winners. They're attracted to winning.
Yeah, they are.
But there is no America's team.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
The closest I would say was the women's soccer team that won that game where the girl took her shirt off.
Yeah.
And then the 1992 Dream Team in basketball.
Those were America's breasts.
Those were America's breasts. Brandy Chastain. That was her name.
Yes. And then the hockey team that beat the
Russians.
That's
the other one. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That was America's team.
Seriously,
43 years ago.
Yeah, those are, you think about it, those are the ones, they weren't favored to win necessarily, especially the hockey team. But no,
Harbaugh likes to say things to get under people's
skin. I've
skin.
never liked Harbaugh.
No.
That's just the way he is.
Oh, yeah. And he grew up in Iowa City, for God's sake.
Well, 3 years.
Pardon?
He was only here for 3 years.
Well, he was like in late grade school.
Yeah, he was here from like second to fifth grade, I believe what it was.
This community does swear a lot.
And he got hit by a car while he was here.
Is that what happened?
Well, that might have.
Actually, I think it was the Register that when they played here back in '16 or whatever. Somebody, I don't know if it was it wasn't me at the Press Citizen, but somebody interviewed the guy who hit him in the car like 40 years ago or whatever. I remember reading that story. But yeah, I believe he lived right off of Benton Street, right over there.
What would you say?
I can't remember. But his dad was a 3-year member of Frank Lauterbach's coaching staff.
Oh, yeah. He was a good coach.
Frank Lauterbach?
Jack?
Oh, Jack Harbaugh,
No,
not Frank Lauterbach. Yeah, Harbaugh, yeah. Didn't he go to Stanford after that?
I think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then
then
he
Jim
ended
grew
up
up
on Michigan. And then he ended up on Michigan staff and, with Schembechler. But, no, he was probably the best coach assistant on Lauterbach's staff. And it showed. But, God, those were terrible days.
Yes, they were.
Luckily, I was too young to really remember it.
Oh, it was a blessing for you then, because people like Captain and Tom and me, we saw terrible football.
Boy,
it was not good.
No, it sure wasn't.
No. Well, Saturday's Michigan game, what that reminded me of in the second half was when Michigan came in here and just steamrolled us.
Yeah, Harbaugh was at Iowa from 71 to 73. Then he left for Michigan from 73 to 79. Then he went to Stanford as the defensive coordinator at 80 to 81. Western Michigan. He went from Stanford to Western Michigan, but it doesn't say what his title was. I don't know if maybe he was head. Then he was assistant at Pittsburgh. Then he went to Western Kentucky, running backs coach at San Diego, Stanford running back. Now, 2023 to president, Michigan AHC. What does that mean? What does AHC mean?
Is that
associate head coach?
High school athletic union type thing?
Is he his son's? I didn't realize he was.
I don't know.
I didn't realize he served as a head football coach at Western Michigan from 82 and Western Kentucky from 89 to 2002, compiling his head coaching record 116, 95, 3 in his final year at Western Kentucky. Led the 2002 Hilltoppers to the NCAA Division I AA football champ. So he's had success. Harbaugh's son. Okay, here it is. Harbaugh currently is the assistant head coach for the University of Michigan. I had no idea.
I didn't either.
Okay, really? Talk about nepotism. I mean, blame Kirk all you want. That's nepotism right there.
Yeah.
It's not Iowa's not the only one that does nepotism.
Well,
God, no.
I didn't realize he was their associate.
The way
coach.
they're the Detroit Free Press and the major television station they're all doing these feel-good stories on him swearing, going.
Emotion.
Yeah, a release of emotion, and his mother reprimanded him. She called up right afterward. I thoroughly apologize.
I do think it's funny, though, how wrapped up we get in bad words. I mean, he shouldn't have said it, but, I don't care. It's amazing how people get so offended by words.
Yeah.
True.
Well, the Bee Gees said it best. It's only words.
Just don't sing it.
The Bee Gees didn't say anything best.
No, they didn't.
God, they were terrible. They were bad. Yeah. Saturday Night Fever is the worst soundtrack ever.
Well, that's why God killed most of them off, I think.
Well, that's
not sure.
I thought cocaine killed Andy.
Well, it didn't help.
No.
Well, guys, you have a good day. Thanks
all right.
for all your good work.
Thanks so much for the call.
You like the soundtrack from Saturday Night Fever?
No, of course not.
I know people that actually have good music taste that like that soundtrack.
Well,
I watched that. I didn't even like the movie.
Suspect.
Did you like the movie?
I
made it through it one time.
I saw 20 minutes of it.
I'm like, this is the stupidest movie.
I like Donna Pescow at that point in her life.
I don't love.
Was she the one that was easy? That they were kind of using her, tossing her around in the back seat of that car?
Yeah.
Is that her? Okay.
And then she was on that TV show, Small Wonder, where they adopted an alien girl.
I'm
like
not aware
from
of it.
outer space.
No, I thought that was Mork and Mindy.
No, that was
another show I did not watch.
That was Mork and Mindy Perry.
Yeah.
Hello?
I watched like 5 minutes of that, and I'm like, God, this is excruciating.
It became real odd.
I thought Small Wonder was a robot.
Was that?
I thought the little girl in Small Wonder was a robot.
Okay, then what was the one? Was that Donna Pescow? I don't know.
But I just thought the plot to Saturday Night Fever was just so stupid. I mean, but man, it made he made a mint with that. He had that. All right, Saturday Night Fever or Urban Cowboy? Which one are you going to watch? I'm going with Urban Cowboy. I've seen that. It was just on the other day. If I had to pick one of them, I'd go Urban Cowboy.
What's that, Tommy?
Out of This World was the one with the alien with Donna Pescow in it. And Burt Reynolds was the voice of her dad, but he didn't want to actually show up, so they just had his voice come out of like a ball of light.
Okay, then where was the robot?
That was Small Wonder, where the little girl was the robot.
Oh, okay.
And Urban Cowboy soundtrack, that was Mickey Gilley and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. Waylon Jennings.
Yeah. And Deborah Winger.
Yeah, I would go with that.
I used to have
soundtrack.
I used to have a big crush on Deborah Winger. Man, I loved her when
she was in The Ranch.
Officer
with,
and Gentleman.
Ashton Kutcher and Sam Elliott, and she still looks good.
Does she? She's got to be almost 70.
60 something.
Yeah, but I loved her in Officer and a Gentleman. And that was a good movie. You've seen that, haven't you? That was a great movie. I loved the ending. And Lou Gossett Jr. was great in that movie. the fight between him and Richard Gere. I mean, Gere was getting the best of him, and then Lou used his savvy. Remember, he hit him in the groin, and it was over. But no, that was a really good movie. God, to think that movie's been out over 40 years ago. Came out, I think, in 82 or 83.
You know, she looks pretty good.
But what is she, like 67, 68?
Donna
Oh,
Pascal.
Donna Pascal.
69. Yeah, she looks pretty
Why
good.
are we talking about her?
Because she was
I've
the
barely
easy,
even heard her name
She was the
before.
easy one that they tossed around and
they
said
tossed her around in Saturday Night Fever.
she was looking for love and affection.
Yeah.
And all she got was
Passed around?
passed around. But no, I just
Why do we?
I don't really like many John Travolta movies. Do I? What was the one with him and Samuel Jackson that everyone?
Pulp Fiction.
God,
I didn't. Like,
I watched like 10 minutes of it.
I didn't like that.
I didn't like
No,
it.
I
I
didn't
just
either.
didn't like it.
I didn't like that. It just was.
I didn't like their chemistry together. and
Well, it was just.
It just was stupid.
Yeah, it just.
Wasn't that one of Tarantino's first?
Yes.
Yeah, Tarantino sucks.
He has a lot of his movies do suck. I think.
The only thing that saved Tarantino for me was Once Upon a Time in
The ending.
Hollywood.
The last 15
ending.
minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
What are his other movies? Some other. I get him mixed up with the Coen brothers as far as movies.
Coen brothers are a hit or miss for me.
Well, yeah, Fargo hit.
Yeah.
Well, No Country for Old Men was a hit, but I didn't like it.
No, I didn't
just
like
thought
it
it was
either.
boring.
Well, and
I did think Javier Bardem was great as the hitman. Didn't he win the Oscar?
yeah.
I mean, his character was great. I just thought the plot was okay. Geez, chasing after the guy who stole his money. You know.
Hello.
Can we talk football for a sec?
All right.
Yeah, sure.
That's
Sure.
fine.
Back to the Hawks. Hey,
All right.
so this is putting the cart in front of the horse a little bit, but let's say they do go 10-2, lose in the championship game. Does that guarantee them the Rose Bowl?
No.
I don't believe
Okay.
so, but I don't believe so. But man, I wish I had all that stuff in front of me.
I don't think it does.
I couldn't find that online where it said one way or another, like, what would qualify for the Rose Bowl. If that
They would have
be
a
the
chance.
second
If
place
Iowa
Big
were
Ten team.
if Iowa were to win, then they would probably go to the Rose Bowl.
Because they wouldn't be going to the playoff.
That's
They're not
right.
going to the playoff with 2 losses.
If Iowa wins, they would go to.
Oh, without they
the
would
Rose
definitely
Bowl.
go to the
Yes.
Rose Bowl. And you and Ann, a couple weeks out there,
Yeah, would you go again?
do it, man. 2 weeks,
boy.
15 grand. Game's over midway through the first quarter.
TV schedule.
So do you think then
for
we'll get
11
a
o'clock
decent
at night.
bowl game?
Oh, if they
think
win
we'll get
10
someone
games,
really,
they're
really good this year.
I mean, I could see them going to the Citrus Bowl again.
That's what
Which
most people are saying.
I mean, I'm not looking forward to another Citrus Bowl, another Florida Bowl. It's been done so many times, but it's also, I get it, it's a worthy accomplishment. Would you go to the Citrus Bowl?
Don't know.
Would you go to the Rose
It was
Bowl?
funny during
I
the
don't think so.
during the game last weekend. Their players were talking about we're going to end up in New York playing in Yankee Stadium. I'm like, well, enjoy that.
Who was
We've
saying
been
that?
there, and the guys from Rutgers.
Oh.
Well,
I
at
was
least
sitting right down behind their bench. and
And
they
for
were
them,
talking
that
about,
wouldn't be that bad, I
Well,
guess.
they won't have to travel far.
Yeah, I mean, they may have some fans show up.
That was their complaint, is that they'd only have to basically go, a few miles. To
Well, they
play their
should have
bowl
played
game
better
instead of going
Saturday
somewhere
then.
warm.
That team that played Saturday maybe deserves the pinstripe.
Well,
Bowl.
and Rutgers has to go into a pissed-off Penn State this week.
And they'll lose.
And they'll lose.
Yeah.
Hey, one more thing. You guys were talking about Donna Pascal. If you look at that new commercial with the dude, what's his name, Travolta playing Santa Claus, when he goes into the one shop and they show the girl behind the counter, that's Donna Pascal. And she still look good for whatever in her 60s.
Yeah, she looks good.
All right.
But that commercial, she's featured for about just a split second,
Do
a
they-
big shot, and then
Do they pass her around in the commercial?
I didn't see, but you got to imagine after the movie that's probably not the high point in her life.
She climbs out of an Amazon truck.
So Travolta's playing Santa Claus in a movie?
Yeah.
Now, see,
Yeah.
I like this
Not a
call.
movie, commercial.
Oh,
I like
okay.
this call because he said back to the Hawks,
And now he's
and then
drifted.
now went back to Donna Pascal.
There you go.
I love you guys. Have
All
a
right,
great
see
weekend.
ya.
Go Hawks.
You think Kirk's ever heard of Donna Pascal?
Yes.
I bet he hasn't.
I bet I know for a fact that he's got a big poster, as you walk into his
Of her being
house.
tossed around? Saturday Night Fever?
No, not that.
And he's digging a tunnel behind the poster.
You think Kirk's ever seen Saturday Night Fever?
I would have,
Came out in 78,
he's a
right?
normal human being.
Well, there's a lot of normal human beings that haven't seen Saturday Night Fever.
Well,
I watched it
I've
one
seen
time.
it a couple times.
I watched it once.
I watched it for 10 minutes, and
I made it through one time, and it was boring.
I didn't like his clothes either. I don't like those.
How about his hair? How about when his dad hit him over the, hey, don't mess with my hair? That scene at the dinner table. Wasn't his brother a priest?
Yes.
I just,
But
staying alive.
I did. I didn't see the start. I saw like 15 minutes of the middle or something.
Didn't that kind of rebirth? Didn't that kind of give the Bee Gees their second phase of stardom or whatever?
Well, the first phase, the songs are so freaking depressing. It's just ridiculous. I mean,
the mining disaster.
Yeah, the 1941 mining disaster. In the event that something.
Oh, I know what song you're talking about. That's a horrible song.
Well, all of them were.
All right, the Bee Gees or the Doors?
Doors.
All right.
Bee Gees.
You imagine Jim Morrison hanging.
What?
Wow.
Don't like the
early.
Doors.
Okay, but early Bee Gees.
Well, I like harmonies, so the early Bee Gees kind of worked for me.
KSTT, we presented them, and it was, that Robin Gibb, the lead, he's got his hand like this all through the cupping his ear to hear.
What do you think Jim Morrison thought of the Bee Gees?
Well, no, he always sang.
Probably didn't care.
Sang with the.
Why? Why didn't he
Because
just get...
so he could hear it better.
Okay, well, you got amplification even then. I mean, you could.
But you don't always get a true.
You don't
true pitch.
Bee Gees would rank maybe in my top 5 of all-time worst bands that I despise.
I didn't care for them. Hello.
Hey guys, Ted here.
Hey,
Teddy.
I think the Rose Bowl is part of the playoff system this year.
I think you're right.
So I think that's off the table.
Well, here, let's.
It's a possibility, but
let's look it
then
up.
and then the other one is that Las Vegas Bowl is December 23rd.
Yeah, but if they're 10 and 2, I don't.
Christmas
If they're 10 and 2, I just don't see them going to Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The problem is if you get blown out in that Big Ten, you lose a lot of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, without question.
So
I mean, if they win 10 games, they're going to go to a decent. They're going to go to a decent bowl.
What is the pecking order on the Big Ten?
I don't know off the top of my head.
The Citrus Bowl is.
I'll look it up.
Is just after the New Year's Six ones. That's when the next
Big Ten Bowl tie-ins.
And I think the Reliant, aren't they like a switch with the ACC and Big Ten every year? Is that the Gator Bowl? I'm
Okay, here's the 2023-24 Big Ten Bowl partners. Okay. The Las Vegas Bowl, Big Ten versus Pac-12. Quick Lane Bowl. That's the Motor City Bowl. Guaranteed Rate Bowl.
Ooh,
that's December 26th in Phoenix, Arizona.
Merch.
Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. Trans Perfect Music City Bowl, Big Ten versus SEC. Relia Quest Bowl, Big Ten versus SEC.
That's the Outback, right?
Yes. Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, Big Ten versus SEC, January 1st. Capital One Orange Bowl. And, let's see. God, cookies. Rose Bowl game, college football semifinal. Yeah, it is. The Rose Bowl is a semifinal this year. So they will not be going to that.
And I want to give, for the Jim Harbaugh, I know he's everybody's enemy right now, but last year they went to the Fiesta Bowl in the playoffs?
Well, they got beat by TCU. I don't remember where it was, which one it was.
But he took Sister Agnes, who was his teacher at the Iowa City Catholic Grade School. He flew her out there and a friend to go to the bowl and set them up in a hotel and all
That's
that.
cool.
So
That's very cool.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's an evil
person. Nice things too.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's an evil, miserable person, but he is annoying.
No, he definitely pushes the edge.
Well, he likes to get under people's skin.
And he's weird.
Yeah, he's a little weird.
Teddy.
Back to the Bee Gees.
Teddy, I hate to bring this up, but I have it on good knowledge that at one time you and Carolyn had a little disagreement because of your Donna Pescow photo collection.
Yeah, that's right. So, okay, you guys take care. Go Hawks.
Thanks,
Should we try to get her on the show?
Donna Pescal.
Let's get her to call in when we have Haluska on Friday. Adam, we're going to have our first show. Adam,
can you imagine if she says, "Why would I do that?" If she pulls a cow sills.
That would be hilarious. But Adam did confirm he's going to be on 9:45 to our first Iowa Hoops show for the winter season. Look forward to that. Haven't spoken to Adam. It's been a while.
Yeah,
I've not spoken to Adam in a while. Well, since probably I don't think I spoke to him once during the off season. But I love getting Adam's insight. I know our listeners enjoy hearing from him. Be curious to see what Adam thinks of this team too. I mean,
he's a good dude.
I wonder if he stayed up late enough to watch last night's game because man, you got to get to work at 7 o'clock or 8 like a lot of people do. That was a late night.
Yeah, or 3.
Or 3. Or 3, and I wonder what time the team got home.
That's a good question.
I assume they flew since it's 4 hours. I mean, from Iowa City to Omaha is what, about 4 hours?
Yeah.
I would assume that they flew, but I don't know for sure. But they either way, that's a late night. I mean, that's a late night. These 9:15 games are just ridiculous.
I mean, even if you're the Creighton team, you don't get back to your dorm room until midnight.
At the earliest.
At the earliest.
By the time you shower and do all the post game and stuff, at the earliest you're back at midnight. So yeah, but hey, as long as it makes money for TV, it doesn't matter. These kids just have to adapt to whatever the money and the TV tells them to do. Yeah. Which is, I don't know. I don't know what the word is for that. But it's like money trumps everything. I said that word. Trump. He called his enemies vermin.
We directly quoted Hitler.
Hitler, yeah.
Directly all throughout the speech.
And some people love it.
Well,
they just rally. Oh, this is great, man. I can't wait till he comes back, and I want him to be our leader until he. I mean, a lot of people want him to be the president until he dies, and then they want him to handpick who succeeds him. I mean, there's some people in this country that don't want democracy.
No,
and I find
obviously not.
I find that staggering that there's people in this country that they don't want democracy. I don't get it.
Nor I.
Simple-minded people that can't make decisions.
And I don't want Joe Biden to be the president I don't want him to be the president after his term. I want him gone. Well, I think he's done an okay job. I'm not saying, but I don't want another 8 years of Joe Biden. But I take it over Trump. Don't get me wrong. He's too old.
I want younger leadership.
Yeah, we need younger leadership in the presidency, and I believe we need younger leadership here as well. And that is why today's Suter.
I am out. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening.
I'm older than you. No, we go in a pecking order.
Well, if we go with youngest, I think Molly just walked in. She's the youngest one here. Let her be the boss. No. Tommy's now 50, right? Isn't Tommy 50?
She would be a mean boss.
Yes. You think Molly'd be mean?
Yes.
Like Trump? Molly Trump?
She would pull a coup. Old captain's there calling up Bill and Vic saying, I guess I can't do that 500 deductible thing. Just bounce me.
But, and then, let's see, soccer plays, isn't that tomorrow?
It's a Friday, I think.
They play Georgia.
Yes.
They face Georgia in the second round of the NCAA tournament. Good
Friday at 1 o'clock on ESPN+. Isn't that even worse?
Okay, so what is ESPN on? What do they have on at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday? Why you wouldn't play?
Why that wouldn't?
Why wouldn't that be on TV?
I know. I agree.
I mean,
with you.
you'll turn it on. It'll be like a replay of the Michigan Penn State football game.
Probably.
I don't get the Big Ten's programming sometimes. Now, I'm also a little biased because I guarantee there's a lot of people outside of Georgia and Iowa that couldn't care less about that match. But still,
that's true.
If you're the Big Ten, you want to try. I don't know. To me.
It's ESPN Plus.
It's so hard to gauge their rationale for what they program.
Okay, when we first started talking about it, I went to Facebook and Googled.
About Donna Pascal?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're now friends.
You and Donna?
Yes.
Hey, get her on.
Isn't that just odd?
She friended you on Facebook?
Yeah.
Why, did you friend her?
I friended her. Well, you requested to
so
be
you
a
did
friend.
it first and then she responded?
Yeah, and she let me in.
All right. Hi, Donna.
Hi, Donna.
Hi, Kathy.
Yeah. Okay.
You should try to get Travolta on the radio. You think we can get him on? Isn't he a Scientologist?
Yeah.
Man, I saw a weird thing on HBO last night. Have you ever heard of this lady? She's dead, named Amy Carlson.
Yeah.
She led this cult. Like, what a freak show. But it just shows you people are just waiting to be exploited. And, I mean, it was, I mean, I watched it for about an hour, and I'm like, God, these people make the QAnon freaks look normal.
No,
she basically drank herself to death. I mean, it was, they smoked pot and just drank liquor all day, and she was supposed, I mean, it was the strangest thing.
No, that's not okay.
Well, I mean,
sounds like a tailgate.
But but it was just a really weird documentary on HBO, and I watched it for like an hour, and I had never heard anything. She died in 2021 at the age of 45. She was the manager of a McDonald's, married with 3 kids, and then she met some spiritual guru, of course, on the internet, and she just.
Well, what about the woman that I can't remember her name, Valley or something? That killed her 2 children.
Oh, that one, yeah. She got sentenced.
Yeah,
she was all culty too, right?
Yeah, she was her own cult. She was,
I don't get the cults.
She was God.
You ever
And
thought
she
about?
Are you talking about Diane Downs?
No.
Or is this a different one?
She was a blonde lady. I know who you're talking
Yeah.
about. She was actually kind of attractive.
Yeah.
Who's Diane Downs?
She killed her kids.
Okay. Was she in a cult or just nuts?
No, I think she was just nuts.
Yeah, I've never understood the cult mentality. I just don't need people telling me how to live my life. And that's basically what they do. It's mind control.
God, I Googled killed their own kids, and
probably a lot to choose from.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of sick people in this
Yeah.
world. Thank God for sports, huh?
Yeah, she not only killed her own kids, she killed her ex-husband. She killed her brother-in-law.
Who is this?
Who are we talking about now?
Valley. Her last name was Valley.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one. But I had never heard of this Amy Carlson thing, too, until last night. I stumbled upon it, and I was like, good Lord, is this bizarre. I was watching it while I was waiting for that damn Iowa game to start. Because the other game, I watched Michigan State lose to Duke. Michigan State at one point was 4 of 41 from three-point range in the season. It was last night. They ended up making a few, but they're struggling, man. They can't shoot. Like I said, I watched Wisconsin. They looked horrible. Illinois lost at home to Marquette. Now, Marquette's good.
But they're not.
But
that
they're
good.
ranked 4th.
Are they really?
That's what it said. It said number 4 next to their name. They've got a really good guard. This what's his name, Tyler Kolek. But yeah, Marquette's better. But I mean, I'm not sure how strong the Big Ten's going to be this year. That may bode well for Iowa. I mean, Wisconsin is a shell of what it used to be.
Purdue's going to be.
Purdue's going to be
good
until the NCAA tournament starts, and they'll
Well,
probably
sure.
lose in the first or second round. But yeah, Purdue is going to be a tough out at home. They added this transfer from Southern Illinois too, a kid named Jones who can shoot threes.
And isn't our first Big Ten game at Purdue?
I don't
like
have the
that?
schedule in front of me. Do you have the
Okay,
schedule? It usually, it often has been.
Lori Vallow is her name. The Doomsday Mom.
Oh, I've heard. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew her by her nickname.
Yeah.
You poor kids in those situations. When you're a kid, you don't have. I mean, to be born into that mess, I feel so fortunate.
She claimed that her son and daughter were zombies, and she was a goddess sent to usher in the biblical apocalypse.
Yes, we are at Purdue December 4th.
So it'll be similar to the Big Ten tournament. Remember when they did that 2 years ago and they opened at Purdue?
Yeah.
I remember we covered the game that Friday night, and then what day of the week is it?
December 4th. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Friday, the 8th is a Friday. 8, 7, 6, 5. It's a Monday.
So is the Big Ten championship December 2nd?
I think. Yeah. Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see how we handle that. If we're gonna, that means you'd have to kind of hang around in Indiana for 2 days with nothing to do if you want to do both. Because I just ordered my credentials for the Big Ten championship for Dallas and I. So yeah, that will be interesting to see how that goes. Because like I said, it's going to take a major upset for Iowa not to represent the West.
Yeah, that's true.
I just don't see them losing both these games. Now I could see them losing one of them, not both of them.
Yeah, I could too.
So.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. HawkFanatic.com. Check it out.